that was harder than I thought it was going to be. Here it says 7.79 kilometers, which is really annoying to be basically 200 meters short. We'll see. I guess I'll just cut that section out of this clip if I back out. If you learn nothing else, I'll give you this piece of advice. I'm told to just get a plastic bag, just a shopping bag or something that goes in your bin. You can put that over your arms and legs. Okay, episode 1 is just done and uploaded and straight back at it. Last week I was very bad at recording my activities. I did say I went for 2 runs, I went for 1 cycle, but I don't have an action cam, so I didn't get to document any of that. So at least I record this, me getting ready. I'm not going to show you me getting changed, but at least this is some proof that I am actually going for my runs. So here we go, this is my work gear. Okay, that's it. Last week I think I spent more time messing with the camera and learning how to make videos and edit videos than I spent out on the road running and cycling. So hopefully that's not a trend that continues for the next 12 weeks. Otherwise I could find myself in a little bit of trouble. But look, I'm going to do my best to try and record the activities and track a little bit of it so that I guess any one of you following in the future doesn't think that I'm just recording the videos and not really doing the activities and then giving it a go, because if I fail and I haven't documented that I've actually done any work, then it's going to look like it's because I didn't do the work. And in fairness, last week when it comes to the swim, I didn't do the work. So at some stage in this video of week 2, I will be getting in the water. I do have my wetsuit. It's reasonable weather. It's actually dry outside now. Probably should go for the swim today, but no. That's not my plan, so we'll see. I'll get out for my run. I'll try and document me actually doing the activity. You're probably going to see more of the scenery than you see of me running, but hopefully that's something I can sort in the next week or 2. Harder than I thought it was going to be. I now started doing a couple of runs. I do have a Garmin watch, so it's starting to predict my times, and it's told me to prepare for half marathon distance. I should be trying to run slower to get faster. So I tried to get me to go out at a 6-minute pace and keeps beeping anytime I'm going faster than that. So I did try to do an 8k run, which I thought would be fine. I have an 8k loop here, but for some reason the watch got confused, or my tracking is wrong. So in my ears, on my headset, it was telling me that I had done 8 laps of 1 kilometer. So I'd done 8k, but then when I finished, I checked the activity and I put it up here. It says 7.79 kilometers, which is really annoying to be basically 200 meters short. But I think if it was even 7.8, it wouldn't be so bad, but the fact that it says that I was 210 meters short is worse. It feels like a kick in the teeth that it's 7.79, but look, feck it. I'll get out again. I'll try and do that same route and see if I can get 8k. I'll stop listening to the track going through my ears and be sure that the watch actually reads 8k before I finish again, but I'm going to have to step it up from 8 kilometers anyway in the next couple of weeks. But it's not a bad start for my first training of this week. I have got some advice off some people that are runners that are reassuring me that I need to be in the gym as well as out running and cycling. Basically, if you're trying to do a triathlon and you're not in the gym as well, training muscle groups, you will cramp up on the day, but you will also be more prone to injury. So I have been in the gym. I have another 6 o'clock class tomorrow morning, so I didn't want my legs to be too tired, so that's why I did 8k, see how I get on with that. But because I did a 6 a.m. session on Sunday morning as well, it's now Tuesday, my legs are pretty fucking sore. So I don't want to go push myself. That's a bit of advice that I have got off runners, is if you get a bit of a niggle, to just listen to your body and don't try and push yourself, because that niggle could turn into an injury. And if I get an injury now over the next 12 weeks, I'm going to be fairly scuppered, because whatever about not being able to train that week, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this challenge if I lose training. But certainly if I'm carrying an injury going into the race / challenge, it's very unlikely that I'm going to be able to get through it. But with the niggle in my leg now that's there, it's probably a great opportunity to go and swim, to nurse that. So I think all signs are pointing to me getting into the lake in the next 24 to 48 hours. So we'll see. I guess I'll just cut that section out of this clip if I back out. But no, I think I need to get in the water and just see if this is even going to be achievable. So just to get even 400 or 500 meters in and just see what that feels like. Okay, finally time to make good on this promise of getting in the water. It's like 32 degrees in Ireland at the minute. We are going through a heat wave, so it's the hottest it's been in probably years at this point. My wetsuit's arrived, so that's another positive sign. Hopefully this will help me to go further. I have managed to put it on, and it is very tight, which is exactly what it should be. If you learn nothing else, I'll give you this piece of advice. I'm told to just get a plastic bag, just a shopping bag or something that goes in your bin. You can put that over your arms and legs, because these wetsuits are designed to grip onto your skin. They're supposed to be a second skin. So if you're struggling to get it on, try the plastic bag trick. If you're not struggling to get it on, then it's actually probably too loose and it's not going to be of any benefit to you. It's just going to fill up with water and slow you down. So honestly, the wetsuit probably deserves better than to be with me, because I'm going to struggle with the swim. I know I am. Whatever about swimming 300 or 400 meters, I think I can do that much, but trying to get up to 2k is crazy. It's pretty daunting to me right now, but it's better that I know where I'm at now, what I need to work on to just get through that. I mean, lovely if I can be a great swimmer by the end of it all. Probably not, but at least I need to be at a level that at least I can get through it and I don't look like I'm in a crisis. So I guess there's no more to it. It's just to work out where I'm at. So I better get down the water. I will report back afterwards. Hopefully my wife will get a little bit of footage of me in the water so you can see how great I am or not great. I'll probably stay close enough to the shore, but with it being a heat wave, it's probably going to be pretty busy out there. So I probably am going to have to go pretty far out just so I'm not bumping into people, and I can try and go in some sort of a straight line and get some distance in, but let's just get at it. Okay, once again, I think this shot is going to have to be a regular segment of this video of me just cooking my lunch and talking to the camera, because between all of the training, 9-to-5 job, trying to record and document the whole thing, there's not a lot of time. So as you've seen in that last clip, I decided to go for a swim, which was much needed. If I'm going to be able to get through this race, I'm going to have to be able to swim a significant distance. It's basically 2 kilometers. It's 1.9k swim if you swim in a direct line. So you're going to be 2 kilometers by the end of it anyway. I did go for the swim, put on the wetsuit, got in the water. We are going through a heat wave at the moment, so it doesn't feel so bad getting in the water. But my wife did shoot a little bit of footage of me swimming, but I'm not going to put it in because it was pretty bad. It was short. I only swam about 400 meters just over and back. I didn't go too far away from the shoreline, just in case I got tired or got into a bit of trouble, which I did in the end. I didn't get into too much trouble, but it just didn't look great. I tried to swim a little bit, and the little bit of footage that we have, it's only probably 20-30 seconds, but I'm deleting it now because looking back at the footage, it actually looks like I'm pretending to be really bad. It looks like somebody that's never swam before. And there is going to be a shock factor to that little bit of swimming that I've done. It was the first time in a wetsuit, first time in open water for a little while. Being in the wetsuit, I didn't feel cold, but then anytime you put your face in the water, and I'm sure other people are going to experience the same thing, putting your face in the water is a little bit of a shock. So it didn't go well. And honestly, after that session, I'm kind of thinking this doesn't look good. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to, like, certainly if I was to be at the level that I'm at now going into that swim, I would certainly be pulled out of the water because it looked chronic. It looked like I was in a lot of distress. I wasn't, but no, if a boat or a kayaker on the day saw me at that level, they would certainly kick me out. So there's no point in me going the whole way down to the event only to get pulled out after 10 or 15 minutes. So there will be a whole lot of content of me swimming over the next 10 weeks. Otherwise, this race is certainly not going to happen. So swimming, I knew from the start, as I said in the last video, that's going to be my Everest. I honestly, after yesterday, it looks like I actually can't swim. So it's not even that I'm a bad swimmer. I literally cannot swim 300 or 400 meters without being completely out of breath. Obviously, there's some small things that'll go a long way once I learn how to properly breathe in choppy water. That'll go a long way because I'm not unfit, but after swimming 300 or 400 meters, I'm completely out of breath and panicking in the water, which is another thing that will put you out of breath as well. So that's something I certainly need to fix. There is an app, I'm not going to mention it now as to what app I'm following, but it meets you at where you are at. There's an AI to the back of it. You might be able to work out what it is, but I'm not going to mention it now because if I mention it and then over the next 10 weeks I don't make a whole lot of progress, that will be on me, but I don't want these guys to come back and fucking sue me because it looked like their app did nothing. But I will mention it in the end. If this makes me a swimmer, it's going to be one hell of an app. So I guess there's no more to it. We are going through a heat wave, as I said at the start of this clip. So I have no excuse but to get in the water 3 or 4 times this week and see what I can do about being able to improve up to at least a kilometer. There is, on the day, there is boats and kayaks that you're allowed to hold on to. If you get out of the water, you have to leave. You're not allowed to get back in the water. But you can hold on to the kayak for a little while, get your breath back. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do a backstroke, get my breath, and then get back swimming, which was a big issue for me yesterday when I went out swimming. Once I panicked, I wasn't able to get my rhythm back, and I was just stuck there doggy paddling until I eventually got out of the water a little over 400 meters later. So that's not going to be good enough, and we need to do something about that. Okay, that's job done for week 2. A little bit more successful in getting my activities done this week. A little less time messing with the camera or working with the editing software, trying to work all of that out. So didn't have a lot of time to do that. Hopefully I will over the next couple of weeks, and I'll get better at documenting everything, and hopefully we'll get that action cam so I can get some more shots when I'm out on the bike or out running. Don't really know what the challenge or the solution is for swimming. We do have a paddle board, so my wife has agreed to maybe capturing some of my swims out on the paddle board, bringing a waterproof camera with her throughout that. I am just back from a cycle. I'll throw that up there. I've gone over 20k on that, which is not so bad. Again, that's 2 weeks in a row I've got 20 kilometers on the bike done. I know people say when you're training for a marathon, you never actually do the distance, the 40 kilometer distance before the race day. I don't know if that extends to cycles as well. It is a 90k bike ride. I don't know if it's clever for that to be the first time that I do 90k on a bike on the day of the race, but we'll see. I don't know how long that's going to take, probably 3 or 4 hours on a bike. I don't know if I can find that time on a weekend, but I do need to prioritize it over the next 10 weeks. I need to be sure that I can get those activities in, because if I can't cycle 90 kilometers as an isolated event, I don't stand much chance in getting out and doing a half marathon after a 90k bike ride when I'll already be pretty tired after the swim. So I have got a swim in. I talked about that. Didn't go very well. I have got in the water again, did a shorter swim. I think my problem is that I am rushing. I'm trying to sprint when this is a marathon. And certainly for me, who's not a very strong swimmer, trying to get up to 1.9 or 2 kilometers in the water is going to be a challenge. I need to keep it slow and steady. There's also going to be the challenges of bumping into people, people swimming over you, punching you, accidentally kicking you, that kind of thing on race day. So I need to be ready for all of those things. So I need to just keep doing little bits of progress. But by all means, if you've been through this before and you've got any advice on how to cheat my way through it, certainly for the swim or with the bike and the run, I think I made light of brick sessions, that I have tried to do a brick session in the gym this week, where I've cycled 5k and then run 3 kilometers after that. So the whole idea of a brick session is that your legs are tired, you're coming off the bike. What are your legs going to feel like when you get out running? So you need to get that feeling before the race day, so that none of it's a shock to you, that you've kind of felt it all beforehand. I know for me, look, 90k on a bike is going to feel a whole lot worse. Certainly as a man, the saddle is going to be, I think it hurts women as well, the groin, being on the bike for that long, but everything's going to feel a little bit funny. So those break sessions are going to have to get longer. I'm going to have to try and do 10, 20k on the bike, and then try and get out and do a 5 or 10k run, just to see what that feels like. Maybe not in the next week. Fortunately for me, it is summer. I'm going on holidays for the next week. So my trainings are going to have to happen in Tenerife. I will be in open water there. I'm not going to have my wetsuit with me, but I'll get a little bit of swimming in, see what that feels like. It's also going to be, the race is going to be in the middle of summer, so maybe Tenerife is going to be closer to the temperatures I might get on race day. So I will get out for runs. I'm not going to have access to a bike. I will have access to the open water. Obviously it's going to be a beach. It's probably going to be busy with families on their holidays. So I'll see what kind of workout I can get in. There will also be the challenge of videoing it. I'm not bringing my mirrorless camera with me. I will have my phone, but there's going to be families around. I'm not going to be taking videos when there's kids around. So I'll do my best to try and document, but look, week 2 was a little bit more successful than week 1. We've got the ball rolling at least, and from my last swim session where I did a shorter distance, but I kept it slow and I just paddled along and I was able to keep my rhythm. So if I keep working on that, and like I said, I am using an app that is going to teach me a little bit. I will start boasting about that a little bit later on if that turns out to be the solution I need for the swim. I just need to survive it, and after that swim, I'm starting to feel like maybe it is survivable and this race is going to be a success. And like I said earlier, the success for me is just finishing the race. I'll come back at a later date and try and get 6 or 7 hours. We'll see what that is. But like I said earlier, I have so much to learn. Please do reach out, do jump in the comments. And if this sounds like your kind of thing, if you've gone through this challenge before and you can help me out, or if this is a challenge that you want to look at taking on in the future yourself, whether that be a sprint, triathlon, Olympic distance, or Ironman, Half Ironman, everything that I'm doing over the next couple of weeks is going to be very relevant to that. So please do subscribe, do jump in the comments, and do reach out. All right, that's it for week 2. See you next week.